I created a basic permutation solver, and then I tested it with an example in my mathematics textbook to see whether it works. So let's see whether it's correct. Let's see whether it is correct. But first, let's start right from the beginning. So hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a basic permutation solver. So without any more waffling, let's get down to business. Before we write any code, we just have to understand what permutation is. First of all, in a permutation question, you just have n permutation r. That's just permutation. So to find the permutation of a number, you use n factorial all over divided by n minus r factorial. That's just it. That's just a simple permutation. N factorial over n minus r factorial. So this is going to turn into JavaScript. So let's start coding. Let's link it to our script. So let's go to JavaScript. First of all, index.js. That's it. So let's give it a name. Let me just copy the name from this place. Let me just put the name out from this place. Ctrl A, Ctrl C. Yes, that's it. So let us that's it. Let us write h1 here. H1. Paste the same thing here, and that's it. So we're now going to be having I'm going to be putting in what we need for this to work. Div.wrapper. That's it. So this div.wrapper, I'm going to be having a input tag that will be here, and an input tag that will be for this one also. That's what I'm going to be doing now. So input type of what, number. That's it. ID of what? ID of what? What's this here? N. So ID of what? N. And simple as that. Now I'm going to have its span tags. We don't have to waste time. P. And I'm going to have, this is actually a subscript of this P. This R is actually a subscript of this P. So what I'm going to have here? SU beta here. That's it. And I'm going to have an input tag of what? Number. Yes. I'm going to have an ID of what? You got it. ID of what? R. That's it. So we're almost done to HTML. Let's add a bit of CSS there. Let's just add the main one. So button, this will just say solve. After doing solve, let's now say paragraph tag. That's it. Now let's check it on our browser. Can see it's not looking too good. That can make it look good. I'm going to be using our CSS. So I've actually linked it to our CSS here. So now let's start styling. First, I'm going to style in the body straight. We don't let us waste time. I'll style the body, and let me style the div.wrapper. I'll style the body. Let me style this div.wrapper, and let me style this. So div.wrapper. So I already styled it a little bit. I gave it the position of relative because we're going to be using it somewhere here. We're going to need it, and that's what we're going to need it in the input hash n. This one here, this input hash n. We want to make it go up. Like you can, if you notice here, the n is now actually in the same line with the p, so it needs to go up. So how do you do that one? That's like this. Position of what? Absolute. That's it. So what I'm not going to be saying again, I'm not going to be telling you that margin. Let's use the margin to bring it up a little bit. 0 minus 3.5 em and 2 em. This actually make it go up. Where is it? Actually make it go up, but you cannot say anything now. Let's start the input. Make everything look beautiful. Let's start the input generally. Look at it, it's looking beautiful. I can see it is already looking like what we want it to look like. You can see. That's it. So now if you can see the P here, the permutation here, actually big. So now let's make it big. So how do you know how to make it big? We just say span tag. Let's give it a large font size. Font size of what? 8 em. Let's just give it 8 em. Don't let us stress ourselves. And boom, it's looking beautiful. You can see they are just falling into place. But don't let us forget. Let's restart it, but so it's not looking like that. Obviously, it's looking like now. So what is I want to start again? I want to make it to cursor pointer. So it's not just look like one thing. You can see. And let's add the paragraph tag here. So paragraph tag. This is what? Let us say font size of what? 2em. First, you to see that paragraph. Let me just write something here. I want to write what my name. Yes, my name. Yes, you see that is big enough. It's big enough so everybody can see it now. So that's it. Now I'm done with the HTML and the CSS. You can see it's looking beautiful. You can see. And let's just dive into the JavaScript. As always, we're going to be selecting all this thing. The ID, we're going to be selecting this. 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 That's it. So now let's do it. Let's remove the CSS from here. Let's go to JavaScript straight away. So let's paragraph file equals to documents query selector p. That's just it. I've selected everything in there. So everything is here like this now. Everything, this ID here, this one here, and this one with this one here. I've selected it. Now I've selected what do you want it to do. I'm going to now find the permutation. We're going to now use it to solve any permutation that we have here. So click, so no, come out. I'm not going to be writing function. I want to be using the arrow function so it should look more program. So I'm going to write it like this. So brackets equals to greater than sign, bam, and that's all. I've created a function. That's it. So now we're going to be using two things. You're going to be using let result 1 equals to 1. I want to be using here. Don't worry. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to use let result 2. Equals to 1. I'm going to be using it here because I'm going to be using it to multiply a for loop. Yes, a for loop. I'm going to be using to find the factorial of each of it. So now before we do that, let's just say let bottom. I'll show you why I call this bottom, because n dot value minus r dot value. That's it. Let me show you why I go to call it bottom. You know, this is the n factorial. Okay, that's fine. So I call it bottom because it's at the bottom, it's at the other, it's at the bottom of this n factorial. That's why I just call it bottom. So it will be n dot value. You know this n here, n dot value minus r dot value. So I'm going to find the factorial of this one here. Yes, this one here. So how do you find the factorial? It's just very simple. So I just create a for loop here. So let's this one. We want to create a factorial for this n first. Now I'm going to find the n factorial here. So now say what? We're not going to say less than, because less than is going to it's not going to give us a right answer. I'll show you. Let me just write less than. So I'll tell you why we're not going to be using less than. We're going to be using less than and something. I'll show you. So let's use n less than n dot value. That's it. So I plus plus. That's it. So what are we going to be saying here? Now I told you we're going to be using this result one. So result 1 times equals to I. So result 1 will be timesing the I. Result 1 will be timesing the I is not equal to 0 because we are not going to use factorial. Like if I find the factorial of 2 now, it will be 2 times 1, not 2 times 1 times 0. That's giving us 0. So 2 times 1. I'm going to say 1. So factorial the I is going to start from 1. It's going to go first time. When you go 1 times 1 is what? 1. Okay, it will go again. Now see, okay. Now go to 2. 2 times 1 is good, something like that. That's what I'm going to be doing now. So now let's do the next for loop. I'm writing the for loop now. Let's for loop. Yes, that's it. So J, let's call it J. As you can see, I, J, K. So J is equals to 1. So I'm not going to be using the R of, I'm going to be using the bottom. When I say I'm going to be using this bottom here, this one here, yes, n minus r factorial. So bottom, that's it. So what I'm going to be saying, of course, you even got it. Result 2 times equals to J. That is it. I purposely left it as less than bottom because I want to explain something here. So now let's say p dot inner HTML equals to, I'm going to be using backtick. You can now see as I'm going to be using this backtick now, I'm going to have in this dollar sign and this bracket here. So you know when I already find the factorial of this one, I find the factorial of this first one here, and find the factorial of this one. What are we going to do? We're going to divide the factorial of the top over divided by the bottom. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. So and result 1 divided by what? Result 2. So I've created the factorial permutation solver, and let's see. Let's test this one question. Let's say 4 permutation what? 2. What is the answer supposed to give us? 6. And that's the wrong one. Let me write ways here, because usually ways of like doing stuff. So 4 permutation what? 2. That's it. What is the answer giving us? 6. Is this correct? No, it's not correct. And the answer it's supposed to give us is something like this. Let me just give a quick solving. This is 4 factorial over 4 minus 2 factorial. 4 factorial over 2 factorial is what? Is 12, not 6. And the reason why it's giving us that, because we said less than, not less than, equals. Because when this I is equals to 1 now, it should go once, okay? I 1 times 1 is 1, okay? I will not be equals to 2. I will go again, because that 2 is less than kini. For the end of the value, that 2 is less than 4. So it will go again. 1 again. So that 2 times 1, 2. So the result 1 is now 2. So now go again, 3 is still less than 4. Yes, go. 3 times 2 is 6. Okay. But this one here, 1 times 1 is less than 2, abi it will go once. That's result 1 times 1, that's 1. But it will not go again, because what? 2 is not less than 2. 2 is what? Equals to 2. That's why we need to do what? We need to add equals to here. So it's not going to be less than, it will be equals to, less than or equals to. That's why it is having a problem. So 4 permutation what? 2. What's that going to give us? 12 ways. You can see. That's how we do it. So right now, I'm trying to go on mathematics table right now, and let's check a question there that's going to test our permutation solver. So I've actually seen a question here. I'm going to actually be trying it, and this is the question here. You can see it right now. This is the question here. I'm actually going to be trying to access it right now. And let's use the question. Let's use the question that we have here, my textbook here. So the question is, find the permutation of 10 permutation 3. The answer is what? This is the answer. But now let's get my mathematics to see whether it's correct or not. So let's see whether it's correct. Let's see whether it is correct. My laptop here is actually 720, and the textbook here is actually 720. So it's correct. But the question is, why would I use it to create a permutation solver? Can we use it to create a combination solver?